Malc the Fat Kid back yet again. This week, fan request month rolls on with Alpha Dogs. Wasn't it suggested by Vegeta?
Yes.
Indeed. Thank you, Vegeta. Good luck against Goku in that tournament coming up. Wow. I watched this, and was I the only one getting flashbacks to Pain and Gain?
No.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm going to say between the two, they're both based on real events.
Based on dumb criminals.
Big time.
Whoa. I can't help but feel if this movie came out like right now, they'd get the same treatment that Pain and Gain got, where they would advertise this as a hilarious comedy. It's
this
not.
Action thriller. But no, at least in this one, they didn't try to make the people look like goofy. They didn't try to make it comical. They kind of made it a sense of like, okay, I could see this really happening and all this stuff going down.
Yeah, let's tell the story synoptically really quick. Essentially, it revolves around a little punk kid drug dealer who's in a fight with a punk kid Nazi racist. And it gets to a point where
who's actually his muscle.
Really? Okay. Who's apparently Bruce Lee, too. That was kind of weird. But anyway, Nazi...
he's the muscle, that's why.
I wasn't expecting him to kip up from like a broken table. That was impressive, actually.
And he had a few other moves when he got into the fights.
I was surprised they didn't use him more. But anyway, they get into a feud. Nazi kid wants to beat up the drug lord. So drug lord decides...
Well, here's what happens. So, the muscle says he's got this deal he can do. Goes down to push some people around. It doesn't work out. Well, he's like... So the drug dealer's like, look, man, you said it was on you. You owe me the money. He's like, well, I don't got the money. And he couldn't get it. So then they start fighting. He's like, I'm not like one of your little servants out there that just follow every woman you say and all this other stuff. You might have them fooled. So then the drug dealer, like, gets him from behind and, like, tries to get the upper hand. And they start fighting back and forth. And then, like, all his people see him get his butt kicked. So he's, like, now trying to take revenge so that way people know that he's still the top guy.
Mm-hmm. And, it takes some turns, and finally, drug lord dude is like, I'll just kidnap his brother and he'll back off. But it doesn't work out quite this way, because you find out his cronies, everyone involved, is an idiot. Which is made abundantly clear due to the fact that they actually make a counter to count how many witnesses to the crime of him kidnapping his brother that they are.
And the thing is on this movie, I can't, like, fathom... Is they're all like under like 21 or around 21, and one person in the movie is so against all this going down, yet they don't alert the police or try to do anything.
Well, to be fair, from her perspective, the kidnappie's right there, because essentially they kidnapped the kid.
Yeah, but she's not around them the 24/7.
True, but
she goes home. She wants to tell her mom, but her mom's all drugged out and can't help her. So instead of going, you know what, this is wrong.
Everyone is drugged out in this movie.
I need to save this kid. I gotta call the police to try to save him. Nope. All right. Well, we'll see where the chips fall.
Now here's the interesting one about this one. We're gonna go into how stupid this is, but it's essentially a really bad movie, but it's incredible. Like, it has an all-star cast. It's got Ben Foster. It's got Sharon Stone, Justin Timberlake, Bruce Willis. And an all-star cast. It feels like this was essentially their first movie to break into the business, is because they're playing the most generic, awful characters ever. Like, every other line is "suck my dick."
Pretty much. Now, Ben Foster. Now, is that the main kid?
Ben.
Is that him?
I believe that the kid that goes missing.
Ben Foster, I think, is the muscle.
Ah, okay.
So Ben Foster, the muscle, who also played Angel in X-Men 3, prior to becoming an Archangel in the comics and stuff like that. He played in The Mechanic. He played in a whole bunch of other movies after this. You have Chekhov from the new Star Trek. He's his little brother in it. Also played in a whole bunch of movies.
Justin Timberlake basically plays Justin Timberlake.
Bruce Willis plays the the drug dealer's father.
With hair.
Yes. So this movie's an old movie. Sharon Stone plays the kidnapped kid's mother. And also you got some other people in there, like, who's that guy that he's from Growing Pains there.
Kirk Cameron?
No, the father.
Oh, Alan Thicke?
Alan Thicke. He's in it for like 3 minutes. So it's like you got like people coming up out of everywhere. And I mean there's like so many people in this, but it's just a horrible movie.
It's a terrible movie.
Now I know some of you out there, because I have people who, like, all my friends think I'm an idiot for not liking this movie, and I think it's because, you know, I don't look at the actors and like, oh my god, I can't believe this actor's in it, this actor's in it. It's a great movie. I don't care what actor's in it. It's an okay movie. It's based on a true story. They're trying to make these guys look like, you know, here's what's going on with these guys. And I said this with Pain and Gain. You got scenes where, like, you got the guy who in it who ends up like the victim, and then like the people who kidnap him, and they're all like talking nonchalantly, and there's nobody else around. So it's like, okay, how do they know this is exactly what happened? They don't. They're just going by what they heard, what somebody said, or what they think is a filler for this part of the movie. So it's like, seriously, I hate that, but like, alright, so this person's dead, this person killed him, but when they were together, this is exactly what happened. Really? How do you know? Did you have a seance and talk to the person who died? No. Did you talk to the person who killed him? Probably. So you talked to the person who killed him, found out this was going on? I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like, yeah, well, you know, he was sitting there talking, I told him he was like a wussy, and I pulled out a gun and I shot him in the face. Just to prove a point. You know, and it's like, so you get these people who fill in the blanks, if you will, or go by what somebody says is what happened. And it's like, you know for a fact that there's no truth to the matter where they know this is exactly what happened. So it's like, oh, this is what happened. Bull. We all know it didn't happen that way, but it looks good, so we're going to go ahead and put it in the movie like that. And it's like, I'm so sick and tired of seeing those scenes.
The thing is, this movie feels, at least at the beginning, it feels like a parody out of every teenage movie I've ever seen.
Not necessarily.
It's
like The Breakfast Club and stuff like that weren't anything like this movie.
I'm talking about like the gritty gangster ones. Like, you ever see the ones Kids?
No.
Okay, well, like the gritty ones where they're in a gang or what have you, and every other.
Oh, Malibu's Most Wanted?
No.
Oh, you said bad movies. I was going out there for bad movies.
But it felt like a parody. I mean, there's like one scene where they show a rap video in the middle of it's the funniest thing in the movie.
It's like Scary Movie for rap videos.
It's like Guns and Bitches, I think the name of the song is. And, which leads me to talk about the special effects, or rather the CG. Yes, there's CG in this movie. It is the most...
When did it come out, though?
What's that?
The movie.
According to this... okay, hold on a sec. I can look it up right here. Here, you look it up. But I'll describe the CG really quick. People get shot in this movie. The exit wounds look like 8-bit Super Nintendo graphics on these things.
2007.
Okay, there's no excuse.
Well, no, the CG has come a long way since 2007.
Okay.
And not to defend this movie, because I try not to defend this movie, CG nowadays still don't have the gunshots down, and I've said that before in reviews. You know, you see movies where people get shot in a CG effect. And I understand, you know, it's a lot easier to pop up a CG effect instead of pay some dude to make, like, all these effects and have everything look more realistic. Stallone has that in a lot of his movies. If you see the latest Rambo, if you've seen the Expendables, you know, it's all CG bullets. And it's not real. You could tell it.
Okay, well, still, I'm not going to forgive it, because you can work around it. Like, you could have him get shot off camera, like, say, no! Or,
it's a gangster movie. You can't have people get shot off camera. You need to show blood, violence, and gunfighting.
Yeah, but it doesn't work if I'm seeing 8-bit, like when the...
8-bit, it's like Super Mario comes flying up.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It looks like 8-bit, like a video game character on my Super Nintendo got shot.
When I played Gotcha and the paint hit the screen and it's supposed to be a bullet hole, that's what it looked like when they got shot.
Actually, now that you mention it. But, yeah, it was the worst scene, the absolute worst scene. There's a scene where Sharon Stone, who I guess needed the money, where they do they decide to do a shot of her that's years after the events of the story, and she's gained weight. So their way of handling this was to get one actress who was about that weight, and then find a way to superimpose a fat version of Sharon Stone's face on the woman. It didn't work. It looked like Sharon Stone's face was melting off this woman. It was like the most uncanny valley special effect I've seen in recent memory.
2007. Get your special effects today while they're still hot off the presses.
I have to say, this movie is making me appreciate Pain and Gain.
This movie is making me appreciate people who don't make these movies.
Yeah, at least Pain and Gain.
I think it's the first time we've ever shown the movie as we're reviewing the movie, the case anyways.
Well, when we see it in theaters, we can't do that, but no.
Sure we can. With the power of technology, you go home, you print out the Amazon thing that says pre-order your movie now on Blu-ray or DVD.
Well, technically, everyone sees it because I always put the poster in the beginning, remember?
Well, there you go.
Right.
But I'm saying where we hold it.
Yeah, but Pain and Gain, at least everyone lived, so...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Who died?
The second guy who got crushed by the weights, and then they killed his girlfriend with horse tranquilizers.
Oh.
And then they chopped up their body parts, and in the movie they just disposed of them in bucket stuff. But in the real world, they put them in 5-gallon buckets and then spaced them out throughout the highway.
Okay, good memory. I apologize. All right. So, and spoilers.
If you haven't seen the movie by now, you're a smart person, and I thank you.
Did you see the box office? They probably saw the movie. But yeah, I mean,
I want to rob the box office because they have a lot of money in there.
Indeed. But my God, this is an interesting film to see just because I can't believe so many popular actors put their name on this. But, well, Sharon Stone, sure, but aside from that...
Wow. But no, it definitely does have a good cast, and
Yeah, and they try. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they definitely try. They're not well defined as they are nowadays in movies.
Oh God, they've gone up. Thank God.
But yeah, I don't know if they dumbed it down because it's supposed to be playing younger people.
And I will say, I think they took it a lot farther than Pain and Gain did. Cause the parts that actually were twisted my stomach, such as Pain and Gain twisted yours, was they actually do interviews with the real people, after the fact, and it's not their actual people. It's the actors portraying their pain and whatnot. Especially Sharon Stone's scene when you find out what happened to her character is kind of chilling. So I'm
not stirred.
Yeah, I would have preferred they kept those parts out because it took.
Yeah, and they show what happens to certain people, the outcomes, but the normal thing. Here's the person as the actor, and then, freeze frame, and then the typing comes up saying this is what's going on with that person now. I'm fine with that, no problem. But when you try to go okay, this many years later, here's the real person. This is what's going on with them. It's the actors in makeup. What? This is retarded. I don't need to see this.
The entire movie, it's really the ending I'll say is really jarring because up until the end you could make the argument that it's actually a somewhat fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
Then the ending comes and it just makes you sick that you even.
It's kind of the opposite of Pain and Gain because you've seen the trailers, people get hurt and everything in Pain and Gain, and then you go there and you're this is based on a true story. What?
I think the enjoyment from this you may have gotten because you knew it was going to be awful at the start. The fact, it says missing 15-year-old kid, that sort of gives you the hint, okay, this isn't going to turn out well. Especially when they're doing the interview segments at the start. But, now, this isn't your copy.
No.
Okay. I would definitely not suggest owning it. I would suggest watching it once.
Just to see the actors and how they've evolved, especially.
It's
that's the only way I'm going to push to watch this movie is to say, if you want to see how actors evolved over time, oh, this person's not a good actor. That person's not a good actor. Well, you don't think they're a good actor. Now look at what they used to be and look how far they've come.
Yeah, look how far Olivia Wilde has come. Yeah, she's in this movie.
Yes.
Topless. For one scene. And Stone, it's... watching her play that character and then realize, yeah, she's going to be one of the main characters in Tron Legacy and House and dang.
And she also played in another movie with Justin Timberlake, In Time, where she plays Justin Timberlake's mom.
Yep, Time Matrix, yeah. But I would say watch it once, and then after that, you're good. I'm not kidding. I think Pain and Gain went up a little notches, for quite a few notches after watching that. But wow. Okay, so
I don't know. I like that over Pain and Gain.
Really?
And I don't like either one of them.
Yeah, I would say this is way darker than Pain and Gain, mainly because it's a kid.
I think not darker. I'm just saying, like, if I had to watch those two movies like again, I'd choose that one over Pain and Gain. Of course, I'd hope to have a TV that's broken so I don't have to watch it. But.
All right, so the conclusion of Fan Request Month is here, and this week it actually comes from a family member of mine, Dave Bumford, who I call by his last name because it's awesome, Bumford. He said this week it's going to be Sharknado, and I gotta say I'm pretty excited. It's another movie where we're going in and it's like, it's bad, but that's kind of the
when
point.
you can take a chainsaw. Now, I don't know if anybody has ever seen any lumberjack movies out there or have actually used a chainsaw in person. You don't just cut straight through something with a chainsaw like they do in, like, some movies. In this movie, I've seen a trailer, and there's a scene where a shark is flying through the air. Granted, there's a tornado that picks up sharks and flings them at people.
That is the dumbest antagonist, I think. A tornado picks up a school of sharks and it flies through the city and the sharks just go flying. Like, how many sharks were in that school?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
But there's a scene where a shark's flying at, like, the main character. He ducks down with the chainsaw over his head. The shark hits it. Now, these things weigh like 600 pounds out of water. Yet he can hold the blade of the chainsaw over him. Now, granted, if the shark hit it, it would probably hit the chainsaw right down on his back and saw him up. But no, instead it cuts through the shark like a Ginsu knife through a can. I am like, this is like the best chainsaw ever. Ash needs to get one for the next Evil Dead Army of Darkness movie.
Well, you don't fuck with Steve Sanders. 90210.
Okay.
Steve Sanders. The blonde guy.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
The jock.
Yeah, the jock, Steve Sanders.
I'm sorry, I don't...
Took Kelly's virginity before the show even started.
And which one was Kelly?
Kelly was the blonde one. Jenny Garth, I believe her name was.
Was she the one that the father did the show? That's why she got on it?
Kelly and Tori Spelling were best friends at the beginning.
Oh, Tori Spelling's. That's the one whose father did it. Okay. Yeah, okay.
That must have been a hard audition. Hi, I'm the producer's daughter. Did I get the part?
No, you're fired. Oh. You know what? I think you got it. But, no, I mean, and come on, Tara Reid's in it. Right there. Stellar cast.
But the burning question, which one will have the worst CG? This movie or Sharon Stone's face from Alpha Dogs?
Sharknado.
We will find out. Folks, thanks very much for joining us. Like the video. Subscribe to us. Leave a comment below. We'll see you next week.